Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Don't mind me, I am just making sure the live stream is working. How are we? Shout out to those of you who showed up early and just hung out in the comments for a little while. Had a good talk. It's good to hang out for a little bit. We had like a 30-minute conversation in the comments. Just went in a rabbit hole about Mongolian shamanism. Chronic, aren't you making dinner? Or was that someone else? I thought you were making dinner. Hello, Paul. How are you? Marsalian threatened for everyone to leave before the live stream actually started. Oh, Marsalian, it was you. Okay, never mind then. So, really appreciate you for that one. Hello, Normal. How are you? I'm good, Paul. It's been a good weekend is now done, so that's nice. Had a good weekend. Did a lot of like hanging out with friends. I hung out with way too many people, and that was just a lot for me because I'm an introvert, as I'm sure many of you are. The lighting is a little weird right now. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Let's see here. Nah, man, I can hardly boil water. Hey, cheers to that. That's me too. I had pizza once again today. That makes, I think, 8 straight days eating pizza. So, making ratatouille tonight. That's not just the name of a movie? Okay. So, as you can tell, the setup is a little bit different today, and I apologize for the lighting. It's necessary because we're finally going to do it. Hello, Operation Zodiac. Should I just call you Operation? What should I call you, Operation? We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. The setup is a little bit different. As I promised a long time ago, we are finally going to redo these bookshelves. And I can only promise that it's going to get really bad from here and we're going to mess up. My tripod is set up in a certain way. My computer's set up in a certain way. I'm going to mess all of it up. Tonight. No worries. Opso. Okay, Operation Zodiac, you've got it. Opso. I'm so excited. Opso it is. Real quick before we start, I'm drinking from Evil Twin Brewing. I like to drink porters and stouts, but I saw this in the liquor store and I could not resist just based on the name. It says, I must find a truth that is true for me. Ah, crap. I just Googled that. What is that again? What is that from? I should honestly just make you guys search it because you're the ones with computers in front of you and mine's all out of place. Let's see here. Dude, that's right. I just looked this up. Dude, it's Kierkegaard, right? It's Kierkegaard. That makes me so happy. I love Kierkegaard. We've talked about existentialism on this channel on the live stream a couple times, and we've never talked about Kierkegaard, I don't believe. Deeran says, hiya. Hey, Deeran, how's it going? I went on a huge McKenna binge when I was in college. Dude's crazy as hell, but really interesting. T. McKenna lectures. Awesome. Awesome. Have I read any China Miéville books by any chance? Opzo, I have. And somewhere on this bookshelf that we're going to organize tonight is The City in the City, which I believe is China Miéville. I really like that book. I have not read any other Miéville other than that. But I should. Anyways, man, my brain can't keep it together for more than like 3 seconds at a time. This is I must find a truth that is true for me, which is a Kierkegaard quote apparently. It is a IPA, 7% alcohol by volume. It is a full pint, so it is going to get me drunk. But yeah, Evil Twin Brewing is out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. So there we go. If you're drinking tonight, let me know what you're drinking in the comments. If you're under 21 or the legal age in your country, I hope you're drinking root beer. Kraken by China Miéville. Another Good Place reference. What? Marsalian, is that? Okay, yeah, that's another Good Place reference. I've not seen The Good Place, so, or Good Place. Coke Zero, getting wasted. There you go, Marsalian. Let's see here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, this is my thought. I am a little nervous about how this is gonna go. I have talked about this before on the channel, but I like to organize my books in a certain way. I'm a big fan of alphabetical by author, and in the very, very rare case, alphabetical by subject. So for instance, I have a book somewhere down here. Man, the cover is destroyed. Portable Nietzsche. I don't want to ever put that under edited and translated by Walter Kaufman, who I'm sure is an excellent person. I want to put that under in for Nietzsche, because if I ever need to think about this book, the only way I'm going to think about it is as a Nietzsche book. So, in general, I like to go alphabetical by author. There are a couple exceptions to that rule. The first of them is that occasionally there is a book about a subject or a person where it's going to be labeled under the subject or person. That's rule number one. I'll just randomly throw that there. It's going to be all changed up anyways. Oh, hello in the Philippines. Opso, thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Tea for Paul Martin. Good stuff. What kind of tea? Oh, we already talked about this, right? Or was that somebody else who was drinking black tea? Let's see. So that's rule number one, is occasionally there are some exceptions. The other thing is that I really like having my books organized by what I have read and what I have not yet read. I refuse to call it my have not read. I prefer to call it my have not yet read, because I believe someday that I'm going to read all the freaking books out there, which is not actually true, but I'm going to try. So that's one of my basic requirements. What's been read and what has yet to be read. From there, I'm trying to remember, there are a couple other options. Some books don't go easily under an author or a subject matter. Anthologies are a good example. So I have a bunch. It's actually all kind of down here on this section, which we'll get to in a little bit, of books that are anthologies. Like, for instance, anthologies are textbooks. This, for instance, is one of the short story texts that I used when I was teaching short stories or intro to creative writing. This one, I'm not going to put it under Ann Charters, who again I'm sure is a very lovely person. Actually, I really love this book, so I know that she's a lovely person. But I'm not gonna put it under Ann Charters. I'm also not gonna try and put it under a subject. These books, these big ass textbooks, pardon my French, and a couple other weird anthologies or collections go under their whole own section, and for lack of a better organizer, they get organized by size. If you have any recommendations on how this is going to change, hit me up, because I would like to, there's a better way out there to do this. I should do it, but let's see here. Barcode, yeah, that'd be a little nuts. Breakfast tea, standard Irish tea, good stuff. I do reference, fiction, poetry, graphic novels, internally by author, and with the same exception as me. Okay. I mean, I wish I knew the Dewey Decimal System by size. I love it. I couldn't come up with anything better for the anthologies. Yeah, my only thought is, next, I don't know what to put where. So I'm going to quickly try this and hopefully not screw up the entire live stream, which is that I'm going to try tilting my tripod so that you can see the full extent of where these books go. Bear with me for a second. Please don't break anything, Ryan. Okay. So we go all the way up there, and I've got my R for Ryan, yay, bookend that goes all the way to the wall. So that can be a whole nother row as well. It goes from there all the way down, what you've seen already, to the floor. And apparently I have made a mistake in that my tripod will not even show what is down here. So, alphabetical by author, but I finally caught you live. Hey, Duck Goes Quack, how are you? Let me tighten this thing back up again. I apologize in advance for the absolutely incredible and terrible technology that I'm using right now. Okay. Color does look cool, but it is not helpful to me. and that is I'm gonna be the person who is having to look through these books for my books. So that is the big thing. Is if it's not useful to me, then it's just not useful. So it does look good though. I am gonna have to buy a new bookcase eventually. I'm hoping to make it through my time in this apartment. I'll be in this apartment for another 6 months, 8 months. I'm hoping to make it through this apartment. Oh, by color in the anthology section, smart people. Okay. God, thank God for you guys keeping me on track. Let's see here. The stacks on top. Yeah, it's a mistake. The other day, I made a really terrible thing, which was that I was reaching up to one of these stacks, and I dropped a book off of the back of the shelf, and it went between my wall and these enormous IKEA shelves. I had to move 400 freaking pounds of books to get to it. So that was fun. How's everybody doing? Happy to see you all. I'm reading comments over here. That's what I'm doing. If you can't, it's really hard to read them on the phone, so I'm going to try and read them on the computer. Let's see here. Robin Rubin says, "Do you like chicken wings?" I do like chicken wings. I do. Is there a significance to your title, or is it just a fun pun with going live or streaming live? Yeah, it was just kind of a fun pun. Also, am very happy to be alive. It's been a really good last couple of weeks. I was talking a little bit about this to the people who were on the live stream before we actually started. It's been a good couple of weeks. I'm really happy. I'm reading a ton, writing a ton. I spent most of this morning actually writing, which went really well, and it's hard not to be really happy with life when that's going really well. Yeah, so I am really happy to be alive. So that part's not a pun, but yeah, thanks for the question. That was Christian. Do you like to plan ahead before you write, or do you write spontaneously? I like to work on one thing until that one thing is done, or else it will kind of fall by the wayside. So right now I'm working on a short story. I don't know what I'm going to write on it tomorrow. I just know that will be the topic that I'm writing on. Unless something shows up in my brain and then it's like, oh, okay, this other idea for a story or essay, or I was reflecting on something that was already done. And then you just kind of, you ride that train when it shows up. I'm not going to be too picky. If it shows up, I'm not going to be the one to say no. So then I'll write whatever comes to me. Is the running channel over with? Robin, great question. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Right now it is really cold outside in Indiana, and so it's hard to take my phone out there because my phone immediately dies. So I'm trying to figure out ways that I can make videos for the running channel. Let's see here. Sporadic is here. Hello, Sporadic. What are you drinking? Fellow Hoosier here. Hello, Christian. I am drinking, and I mentioned this a little bit once already. Oh God, that lighting is really terrible. Why do you guys put up with me again? Because I'm really bad at technology. Like really freaking terrible at it. I am drinking a beer called I Must Find a Truth That Is True for Me, which is a Soren Kierkegaard quote. He was an existential philosopher. So it was good. It's an IPA, 7%. It's really good. It's kind of fruity. Okay. I'm thinking about how to start. I think what I'm going to do is I used to, in my old room, I had at the very top books that I had not yet read. I think I'm going to correct that. Okay, I'm going to change the camera angle just a slight bit. You guys see that row way up there? We're going to do something fancy. You guys are going to get to stare at my back for a long time. Okay, I have a couple thoughts. This R is a nice bookend for right here on the shelf. This is this enormous world atlas that I have, which is super pretty, and I like it a lot. The other nice thing about it is that it blends in really well with this black bookcase. If I put this right here, that kind of acts as a divider for two different sections again. So my thought is that we will start, give me like 2 seconds. will start right here with the A's of books that I have read. So starting here, go A's by author, of course, alphabetical by author through here, all the way down. What I have read will take at least that much, and then if we come up here and start over again, my guess is it'll take at least to like here or so. Potentially lower than that. Probably about a quarter of the books that I've got in my room right now are books that I have not read. Hopefully less than that. That would be a little bit depressing. How does that sound? We start here with an A. I don't know why I'm asking you guys. It's my bookshelf. But I feel like we're along on this journey together. So I want to ask. Let's do that. This is about to be the biggest crapshoot of a live stream of all time because it's just gonna be books everywhere. And no, I strongly disapprove of your bookshelf. All right, Chronic, I see you. Oh, let's see here. Hey, Sadie, how's it going? The artist, hello. I know you just said arrange it chromatically. That's, man, I wish I could. I wish I was good at that. It works since the atlas is also black. Thank you, Duck Goes Quack. That's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking. Goofy with the atlas, yes, but I'm a goofy person. This is strangely relaxing to watch. We'll see if it continues that way. If I fall off of this chair, please someone call 911. Also, I can't tell you my address, so never mind. Call 911 and say that somewhere in Indianapolis a man has fallen off of a bookshelf. Let's see. Genre. Oh, Sadie. Oh, Sadie. Oh, Sadie, catch up. I'm just kidding. That would be a smart call if I was a smarter person. We're going to do books I have read and haven't read, for now, at least. And with some minor exceptions. If new people show up into the stream, I trust the rest of you to explain what's going on. Also, by the way, those of you who are always saying to read Karl Ove Knausgaard, he's on my to-read pile. As well as American Psycho, which I know Sadie has been telling me to read for forever. Oh my god, there's so many good books, and I haven't read any of them. Here's a pile that people will find interesting. I've got House of Leaves, Underworld, which at one point on this channel I swore that I was going to read, and I have not yet read. Also, Crime and Punishment. Let's see here. Madame Bovary, which I actually really badly want to read. I'm telling you, you guys should have seen it right before I started the live stream. I kicked my tripod over, which knocked my computer onto the floor and my phone. This is 2 minutes before the live stream started. 2 minutes. All right. So, I believe when I put the books onto the shelf 5 months ago, that I put them in a sort of alphabetical order. I know that through here we've got a lot of A's and B's and C's. I'm going to move my chair real quick. So, those are C, B, those are A. Was somebody on the stream just talking about the literary conference by Cesar Ira? This book is really good. A friend of mine named Zach recommended it to me. Jane Austen, Ray Bradbury. Baudelaire. James Baldwin, Be Still My Heart. Can you guys hear me if I talk towards the wall, or can you not hear that? I'm trying to speak up, but it's really hard to tell. Is this as good for you as it is for me? I'm trying to watch out for you guys, okay? I'm trying to be there for you. I don't ever want to give you up. I don't ever want to let you down. Speaking of Albert Camus, Got Myth of Sisyphus and The Stranger right here. Oh, let's read some comments. Oh, you guys can hear me. This is great. The Twin Peaks book is not yet read. I'm also currently working through the show with my girlfriend, Meg. So I'm hoping as soon as we work through the show together, then I can read it. Is Danish Psycho an actual book, or is that a meme? That's a book, right? Alike says, read Crime and Punishment. You have to. Well, now that you've said it, I guess I have to. I will eventually, I promise. I'm not yet at season 3. So with my girlfriend, we're at season 1. I'm in the middle of like season 2 personally, almost the end of season 2. But I'm trying to, did that thing where I restarted and started again with my girlfriend. Okay. Let's see here. Those books are just going to stay out of the way for now. See. Okay, I guess I'm just going to start with the A's and actually get these in order. Austin would come after Adichie. Adams comes before Adichie. Dorothy Allison, if people read Bastard Out of Carolina, I love this book. LM. So this is one of those exception books because I'm never... No, never mind. I'm an idiot. I was about to say, well, this book on Aristotle goes into the A's, obviously, because I'm not about to put it under its author, but its author is Aristotle, so never mind. Austin, Steve Almond, Era, Lexi. Some good Octavia Butler. These are all added in the last 2 years. Proud of that, Octavia Butler. Just got to read some more. Clockwork Orange, classic. Burgess. All right, so Bronte would go back there. Jane Eyre. Campbell. Time to take a drink. This is so cathartic. Are you guys so happy now that my books are finally not actually jacked up? The artist says, now I want to rearrange my shelves, but no one would watch. Trust me, it might be harder to do it with people watching because I'm sitting here counting in my head like, oh crap, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L before M. There we go. So Sadie, I do have enough room. Never mind, I'm a complete idiot. You were right the entire time. I'm putting my books one shelf lower than they need to be. Let me change that real quick. I'll bring my beer up here with me. That way I can take a drink. So next is this big, well, almost next. Got another Octavia Butler book, 2 Albert Camus books. Next is my really big collection of books by Orson Scott Card. I've talked way too much on the channel about how I read Ender's Game, the book that I really love. Science fiction book. There's like 14, 17 books in that series now, in that universe. I own almost all of them. I used to remember exactly what order they went in, because I put them in the order of how they actually took place in the universe, like the chronology of how they happened in the universe. The problem is I don't remember that currently, and I don't have the time to Google it. So I'm just going to put them all in. Woo, just going to put them all in place, and I'll rearrange them later when I've had a lot more time to actually look at them. Has anyone had to read Sister Carrie by Theodore Dreiser in school? Because I definitely did. I liked it. I did not love it though. Okay, the other thing that's happening is I'm going to make a video on it at some point, but I have not yet made a video on Jesse Ball, and I was going to, so I had all of his books set aside. For now, I'm going to put them in their rightful place with the bees, and I'll make when I need to make the video, I'll just take the books down. Is this fun for you guys yet? Is this fun for me? Also, if you're looking for a good Christmas gift for a person, I'm a big fan of how beautiful this book is by Jesse Ball, How to Set a Fire and Why. It's one that I recommend to people all the time. So, all right. Got some more C's here. Got J.M. Coetzee, Ta-Nehisi Coates, Ted Chiang. See if I can get the order right. HNJKL, MNO, PQR. This freaking big old brick of a book, Geoffrey Chaucer. Canterbury Tales. Michael Chabon. Alright, I think all of that is correct so far. I think we are mostly through the C's. Oh, never mind. I found 3 more books by Orson Scott Card. Oh, what a day and age we live in, right? I have not read Disgrace by Coetzee, but one of my professors in grad school swears by that book. And Waiting for the Barbarians, the book that I have, was one of the more fundamental, fundamentally changed my reading habits. He is a genius. We were talking earlier about the mystery, like writing is all about keeping some mystery in your narrative, and I couldn't agree more with Coetzee. See you, Duck Goes Quack. Thanks for hanging out. Sadie also bought Carver, what we talk about when we talk about love. Have you started it yet? I really want to hear how that's going. Okay, I can't keep up with these comments super well, but I'm trying to. I have not read M. John Harrison's Viraconium. Is that what it's called? What is Viraconium? Please tell me more. Also, I have bad news, which is that somehow my phone is not charging. How do I do this? Okay. Bear with me, guys. This could go really badly. I tried before the live stream started to charge my phone or to get everything set up, and I only have one phone charger that works right now, and that phone charger would not fit inside of my phone case. So I'm gonna do something really stupid right now. I'm using another charger currently, but apparently it's not charging my phone, and I'm already on 20% battery, which means that we would really not get very far with this book organization thing. So what I'm doing instead is something you should not do at home, which is that I am currently trimming my phone charger to see if it fits in this case. I need you to understand that of all the different people on YouTube who are live streaming right now, I am the worst. I'm the worst of all of them. I have no good system. I have no experience. At least you're ready to call 911. I have no big brain noise. It's not plugged in, guys. I'm not I'm not cutting it while it's plugged in. This is not, it might kill me when I do plug it in, but for now, it's not plugged in. I'm not gonna die on live stream. I need you to understand that I'm the worst on all of YouTube because my whole live stream setup depends on this janky freaking tripod that I have, which depends on this janky 2-year-old broken screened phone that I have, which depends on this non-Apple product charger, which does not fit in this case. I don't understand. You keep mispronouncing best. Weird flex, but okay. Honestly, I should start captioning my video or my videos as worst person on YouTube. See, Lieber, that would be a smart idea, except for the fact that my phone won't fit on this tripod without the case on. And without the case on, I can't. With the case on, I can't charge it, and so on. Let's try this real quick. Bear with me. Apologies, apologies, apologies. Oh my God. It maybe fits in there. Oh, Jesus. Now the real question, is that charging? I can't actually tell while I'm live streaming. Good. I thought the bookshelves just fell. No, just my self-esteem. What? You didn't hear that. Why am I so bad at live streaming? I'm the freaking worst. Okay, what we're gonna have to do now is just wait and see if my phone dies, or if the 10% low battery icon comes on, because if it does, then we'll know. All right, guys, I'm gonna try one thing real quick. Okay, did that freeze for you guys? It says currently that it is charging. I think you blew up my computer. Lord. Okay. I think I've seen bad live streaming and this ain't it. I appreciate your optimism. I'm not sure that that's the truth. Okay. I know that's a little tilty. At this point, things are working and I'm just not gonna mess with it anymore. What a new low in life. I just cut my phone charger to make sure that it fits into my case so that my case fits on my tripod. Yeah, this is all right, we're getting back to it. We're back to it. Optimism. Lots of optimism. Okay. We are through the C's. Time to go to the D's. Nothing over there. I do have a Jesse Ball book that I should put. I'm gonna need to change the angle again, aren't I? I will say, one of the things that most gives me pleasure in life is when you find a book that goes back in the part that you've already done, and then you move every single book a little bit farther forward. Okay, Don DeLillo is here. Move that just a little bit. Let's see here. Shelf organizing / amateur electronics fabrication. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that we liked that because, oh god, you'd have to, or else this would be bad. Okay, so I think we're on to the D's. You got Dickens, which will go after DeLillo. Dreiser will go after Dickens. Daniels will go first. Guard will be last. More DeLillo. I believe that is all. Oh, we got more Dickens here. Got Brian Doyle. Doyle would go after Dickens. Okay, I believe that is all of the D's. Cool, and we are on to E. Got Emerson, Eggers goes first. Eugenides, hello Sadie. Eugenides will go at the end of the E's. Martzalian, I like that quote about life. That's pretty much, that's my life at least. Okay. Foucault, got Fink, believe. Alright, so again, we are going alphabetically and we're pretty good so far. Get through there. Get through there. Okay, we're starting with F. The first F I've got is Ferrante. And then Fink and Fitzgerald. Forster, Foucault, and Frank. Ooh, and then Viktor Frankl. Jonathan Safran IV should go a little bit earlier. Found one that goes in the C's. Corin, go right there. Oh my god, I found a whole stack of C's. Alrighty. right. All these C's are gonna go right there. Did anyone else as a kid read all of those Artemis Fowl books? I don't know why I still have them, but I sure do. So I'm probably not ever gonna reread them, but I do like the idea of holding on to your children's books with the idea that maybe someday, or your like young adult books, that maybe someday your kids will read them. I don't know. Colfer would go before Corin. After C. Crichton. Got some good old Stephen Crane. Go right there. Some real high literature. Jurassic Park. Okay, I've decided to use Hamilton as my like book that holds stuff in place because it's such a big freaking book. All right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Beloved Ross Gay, who I've mentioned a couple times. I don't know where I put my other Ross Gay books. There's one. There should be one more somewhere. I will find it later. Green goes after those two. All right. Way too much John Green. All right, how are we doing, YouTube? How are we doing? Don't forget Hankering. Great call. Where is my absolutely remarkable thing? Look at you guys. Hank would go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J before John Green. Actually, before Karen Green as well. H, I, J, K, yeah. There we go. Artemis Fowl was pretty popular in the US. Yeah, so I read Maggie, A Girl of the Streets, and Sister Carrie in the same semester as part of a PhD, like a course I was taking alongside PhD students. Man, I say this, I say this with as much goodwill in my heart as I possibly can. There's nothing that will kill the joy in a book quite like reading it alongside PhD students. I learned a ton, but also, yeah, academia is tough because you need to like find a way to keep the fun and the joy and the like beauty and feeling and stuff while also doing the real hardcore academic thing. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes those things go against each other. I had no idea that Eoin Colfer had written a 6th Hitchhiker book. Wow. Let's see. The artist kept his or her old Aragon books. Trust me, we're about to do mine. Yeah, I kept them for the exact same reason. And occasionally I'll reread old stuff that I really liked. Wouldn't Karen go after John? Yep, good call. This is why I keep you guys around. Planning to go back to school in January. Are you in a PhD program? Remind me. Are you in undergrad? What kind of school are you going for? I feel like that as an undergrad, yeah, man, some professors do it really well and some others do it less well. And also, it's not necessarily a professor's fault. It's a tough thing to do to keep the joy in a pursuit, even when that pursuit is like institutionalized, if that makes sense, like made as a part of an institution. I'm gonna correct that Karen Green thing real quick. Oh, there's an A book. Just gonna set that up there for now. Actually, screw it. I should do it correctly if I'm gonna do it at all. All right, let's see here. So that gets us through G, H. H is next. Yeah, I'll tell this story. So there is an interesting H book, which is not a book you would probably ever guess that would be on my shelf. It is Stephen Hunter's Point of Impact, which is the major motion picture Shooter now. The movie Shooter is based off of this book. You would never guess, I think, that I would be a person who likes the movie Shooter or watches it once a year, but I do. And because of that, I read the book. And the story behind all of that is that a long time ago, probably almost 10 years ago now, my stepdad and I, Dean passed away in May, Dean and I, one Christmas, were tired of watching a bunch of really terrible romantic comedies that come out around Christmas or at least play on TV. And so we found one really interesting movie on TV, which was Shooter. And it's a good movie. It's not it's not an amazing movie. It's also not a movie that like pulls at any of the like artist heartstrings in me or like heavy art creator or consumer in me. But we watched the movie, and then the next winter we decided to do it again. And for 10 straight Christmases, like right around Christmas time, we would watch the movie Shooter. This is even when I went away to school, about an hour and a half away. Even when I went across the country to go to grad school in California, I would come home over Christmas break and we would watch Shooter. And one year for Christmas, I got him the book, and he read it, and then I read it. Actually, I read it, and then he read it because I bought it for him, and then as I was waiting to give it to him, I just read it real quick. And then it sat on his shelf for a very long time. A couple weeks ago, I was home. I picked up a couple books that I have now on my shelf, which are actually books of his, books that Dean owned. This is one of them. I'm keeping that for that reason. The other actually is Hamilton. So this last Christmas, I bought the Ron Chernow biography of Hamilton, after which the musical is based, for Dean and for my girlfriend Meg. My girlfriend has a copy. She finished hers. This was Dean's copy. Dean never finished reading it. He got probably about 100 pages in, and then got pretty sick and wasn't doing a lot of reading, wasn't doing a lot of anything, and so that's why this book is pretty special to me. And I'm hoping to read this actually potentially in 2019 now. I've got enough books that I'm probably going to have to read before now and the end of the year. But I'm hoping to maybe read this in 2019 for that reason. So, and that one, I think, I was just thinking, when this is done, it will probably go in the H's, Hamilton. I like Ron Chernow, but unless I get another book by Ron Chernow, then I'll probably put it in the H's. But for now, it's staying on the yet to be read piles. So, all right, H's. Got some Frank Herbert, Dune. Book of poetry. I've got all of the Pam Houston books I own. Pam was my advisor at UC Davis, where I went to grad school. I've got another 2 or 3 somewhere. I just don't remember where they are. I may have let somebody borrow them. This is what happens when you let people borrow your books. Got Zora Neale Hurston. I have a biography of Houdini because I'm really fascinated with Houdini. That would actually go right there. See, this is a book like I was talking about with the exceptions. And actually, interestingly enough, I am currently listening to a really good biography audiobook of Albert Einstein. This one I'm going to put under E for Einstein rather than Benesh Hoffman, who wrote it. Excuse me. So, Einstein. See, you have G-H-I. Right there. Let's move those two. Those go there. Hesse, Hermann Hesse. Actually go right there. Hillenbrand. Rossini would be before. How are we doing out there? Are we having fun? Is this boring yet? B, C, D, E, F. I already did F. Crap, I already did F. I didn't do any of my Franzen. Ah, crap. Alright, got freedom, the corrections, purity. I think that's the only Franzen I own. Franzen would go right here. C, E, F, G. Oh man, these are all out of order. G would go under there. Alrighty, how are we doing? Middle school phase, there is no escape from it. The Ryan Road is a nice touch. Actually, that the story of how I got that Ryan Road sign is an illegal one, and so I'm not going to tell it. Houdini, yeah, I never grew out of my Houdini phase. Still a big fan of Houdini and magic in general. I am hoping to read the rest of the Dune series. I have not yet purchased any of them. I'm hoping to. You're so sentimental in a good way. Hey, thanks alike. Thank you. Thanks, Lieber. Thanks, Martzalian. JP Fanboy says there is a certain magic behind Shooter that just isn't there with other action movies. I agree. It's like, it's a weird, I don't know, it's weird in the genre, but I like it a lot. Martzalian's grandpa loved that movie. I love it. Martzalian, I have a quick question, which is my girlfriend and I have recently debated, is it Mars Alien or Mart's Alien? Because I'm a fan of saying it that second way, as you've probably noticed, but she, you know, is a firm believer that it's Mars Alien, as in like an alien from Mars. Hello, Blue Sky OCD book hoarder. How are you? Is it cool if I call you Blue or Blue Sky for short? Have I read Cavalier and Clay? No, I have not. And it's in one of these to be read piles. G Blue Cheese says definitely Mars Alien. She is correct. Of course she's correct. She's always correct. Dang it. She's always right. I have not read Cavalier and Clay, but I'm really hoping to. Yeah, everything I've read by Michael Chabon is really good. Let's Let's see here. Blue. Do you have any books with a spine that reads bottom to top instead of top to bottom? That's a great question. You have one? Huh. I don't know that I've ever seen a book that does that. None of these do. I don't think that I do. Even the books that are almost as thick as they are, like as wide as they are tall, don't quite do that. Like my Chaucer book, you could definitely do that. You could just even read it sideways. I'm tired of getting that like neck crick. It's the library neck crick when you're walking down aisles like this trying to read what it says on the side of the books. All right, back to it. Here's a great question. When somebody's got like a hyphenated last name, or it's not even hyphenated. When someone has two last names, so if their last name was Lavender Smith, do we put Lavender or do we put Smith? What do you do? Paperbacks over hardcover, manhandle my books, break their spine. Alike, that's really cruel of you. I like it a lot. Happy to see Ryan happy. I'm happy to be happy, Blue. Thank you. Read anything by Peter Sloterdijk? I don't know how to pronounce that, and I also don't know who that is, so no. What should I read by Peter Sloterdijk? How did I do? Did I pronounce it right? It's not hyphenated, though. It's not Lavender dash Smith, hyphen Smith. It's just Lavender space Smith. Lavender? Okay. What do you think of all these Pinterest pics of people who put their spines inward? Well, I can tell what you think of it, JP Fanboy. I haven't actually seen it, so I have no idea. That does sound a little infuriating. My big thing is like my desk, here's my bookshelf, my reading chair is right here, my writing desk is right here. If I'm at my writing desk and I look to the left because I've thought of something in a scene one time that happened in a book, or the way that one book starts, or the way that a book or chapter ends, I want to be able to go find it really quickly and open it and read it and then put it back. Wallace will be, David Foster Wallace will be in the W section. But that's just a middle name, right? He just goes by, because this one I know for a fact. I'm asking about this weird trail running book I have. I know for a fact, okay, I don't actually know this for a fact. I believe that her name she was Sarah Lavender, and then she changed it to Sarah Lavender Smith when she got married. So that's two last names. Like she still has a middle name, I believe. Does that make sense? Am I splitting hairs here? Am I splitting hairs? It's Sloterdijk, a German philosopher. He's amazing and understandable. First tome of his trilogy Spheres. Oh, his trilogy Spheres, Bubbles, is amazing. What is Bubbles about? I feel like I've heard of that. Lavender because it's first. Okay, people keep saying lavender. All right, I'll put it under L, which would be almost next, I believe. I'll just set it there for now. Okay. So I have two more F's to put back. Freedom Franzen. H-I-J. All right. Chad Harbach. Be the first H. Okay, well I've got G's and H's here as well. Got Hardy. As in Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy. Got Hawthorne. Got Hemingway. Heinrich. Have people read this book? I know it was pretty big 2 years ago on YouTube. What Belongs to You by Garth Greenwell. I loved this book. I also saw him speak, which was part of it, but he did a reading. It was very good. Okay, so G's. Gotta go back and do more G's. Green, well, go after green. Ruin. So that's H-I. I would be next, and I've got maybe 2 or 3 I books. John Irving, A Prayer for Owen Meany. I haven't read this book in 10 years. Lieber is just apparently our quote source today. Bringing some Flannery O'Connor into the mix. Art never responds to the wish to make it democratic. It is not for everybody. It is only for those who are willing to undergo the effort and needing to understand it. I like that. Lorca. Jude the Obscure, I have read it. Sadie, in fact, it's on my... Yeah, I liked that book a lot. So I went into a class where we read Hardy and Dickens, and I was like, yeah, I'll love Dickens and hate Hardy. That's just kind of like my assumptions about this topic. And I liked Hardy a lot more than I liked Dickens. I like Dickens, but Hardy is emotionally complex in a way that Dickens is like... Dickens is so good at the like society view, and Hardy, I think, is better at the individual. Hardy's like the a better this is gonna get me in trouble either way. He's like Franzen in that he understands relationships so very well. I was gonna say that he's like a better Franzen, but I don't know that that's true. He's just like Franzen in the way that like relationships. Ugh, very good, very good. I love Southern writers. You should read some Dorothy Allison. Lieber, have you read Dorothy Allison? Bastard Out of Carolina. The quote game is indeed strong. Hey, what was the name of the gang of people in Breakfast of Champions? I have the worst memory of all time. What was our gang? We have a gang. I just don't remember what it's called. And it's in that book over there, but one of you guys will remember. Alrighty. There are my eyes. Here is my nose. That's a really terrible pun. I apologize in advance. Although I didn't actually apologize in advance, I apologize in retrospect. H-I-J. There's a J. My Joyce. Got some Joyce. There's Kafka. Let's see here. Tales of Henry James. Johnson would be before Joyce. Those are all W's. Okay, H-I-J-K. Hey, speaking of Kierkegaard, I've got Fear and Trembling right here. J-K. Okay, the K's are actually already basically in order. Got Kant. Actually, I had one more J. Can you still see all the way down here? I'm gonna do my best to move the tripod just the slightest bit. Pluto gang for life. Jackets are a good idea. I like it. Okay, can you guys see okay right there? Try not to get in your way. Pluto gang for life. All right. Let's see here. K. H-I-J-K-L. Lavender. Oh crap, here's where stuff gets all messed up. All messed up. I'm gonna do something stupid. Oh my god. Apologies to your eyeballs. Gonna lower this just the slightest bit so you can see a little bit more. Again, apologies to your eyeballs. All right, can we see? Can still see, right? Good. Oh my goodness. Well, we got more Kerouac here. I didn't realize I owned so much Kerouac. Also Keats. Can't forget about Keats. Who was it that was talking about and the hippos were boiled in their tanks? Got that here. There. Ken Casey. Oh, we got all kinds of Ks. K-R-S. Kierkegaard Anthology. The Dinner by Herman Koch. Got exactly one Stephen King novel. How sad is that? London. Okay. Kushner. I've not talked about this book on the channel before. The Flamethrowers by Rachel Kushner. Have I talked about this on the channel? I think anybody who likes DeLillo should try reading Rachel Kushner. I think she has the same control of language that DeLillo has. It's really freaking good. Kushner is amazing. This book tore me apart. Kushner. Krakauer, Lipsky, Lombard. I think this is why you should never move. I think moving is overrated. If you move apartments, you have to move your books. And then they get damaged or they get hurt. Moving is overrated. Stay in the same place forever. C.S. Lewis. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. getting sweaty. Oh. Time to take a break. Oh. That's comparing fruits to cars, man. I have no idea what that means, but I'll take it. My roommate Scott said that I am Karu Whack, and apparently I missed it. He can probably hear me through my door right now. He can hear me through my door right now. Scott, I love you. Sadie, I just ordered myself the Mars room. I might end up having to give that as a gift, but yeah. I'm probably going to end up giving it as a gift, so I guess it's still on my Christmas list. But yeah, the Mars room looks really good. Let's see here. Mars Alien, your quote game is very good. Very good. I love Keats. I love Keats too. I've just as I'm doing this, I'm coming up with a couple more poets that I can read before live streams. Szymborska, the Polish poet. Crap. What's the award that Szymborska won? Jesus. Oh no, no big deal. Just the Nobel Prize in Literature. Wisława Szymborska, which I'm very much mispronouncing. I love her. It's her, right? Her poems. Yeah, her. I love her poems so much, and I'm definitely gonna read some of these. Gonna read some Keats. I'm a big fan of Keats. Yeah, I'm finding some more poetry books that I forgot were lost down there. So. Ugh. Honestly, yeah, Daniel, I finally put it together. Sorry, this live streaming thing is hard because I see your comments in real time, but I never have any context for what's happening. It's great. If you are just checking in now, what you've missed so far is that I am the worst live streamer on all of YouTube. The artist has to bounce. Good night. Have a good one. Thanks for coming. Let's see here. Favorite contemporary poets. I know hardly any that are alive and actually good. Sadie and I agree on this one. Ada Lamone's Bright Dead Things, which I was reading right before the live stream, actually. Very good. She was a finalist for the National Book Award with this collection. She's awesome. Ross Gay, who I've read multiple times on this channel, on live streams. I'm trying to think who else is contemporary and really good. Mark Doty. Oh, let's see here. I'm trying to... There are a couple other ones, but I'm going to withhold a couple of them. Tracy K. Smith, yeah, good. William Gay, I don't know that I know. Sharon Olds, don't know Sharon Olds, actually. JP Fanboy, apparently your message gets hidden for review if you put the part of that person's last name in the message. Hey, here's a question. We've got a couple of you on the live stream right now. I am interested in having maybe one of you two. I'm taking a break for a second. The Dead and the Living, Sharon Olds. Okay, I will. I'm interested in potentially having a few of you be moderators on this channel for live streams. Basically, that just means while I cannot always be on in the chat, like I can't always be looking at stuff, making sure people are behaving themselves and or not behaving themselves in the best way. I can't always be doing that, but if one of you would like to, one or two of you would like to, if you want to say so, that'd be awesome. I can do that real quick. It's not a post for life or anything. It's just something that would help me out a ton. So when people message something that gets hidden for review, for instance, it doesn't actually show up in the live stream, you could be that person to be like, oh yeah, I think that's fine, include it. Or if somebody writes something and it says something that shouldn't be going down in the comments below, you can also be the person to just hide that comment real quick. Lieber says, Atwood, yeah, I agree with that one. Starts with an M. That'd be Margaret Atwood. JP, it still does not like your message, even if you put that asterisk there. That's okay, though. I know what you mean. Let's see here. Marzalian, you have just volunteered. You are now a moderator. Thank you. Like I said, it doesn't have to last forever. We'll just do a trial period of some stuff like this, but if you see messages that, oh no, well now you volunteered for it. If you see messages that shouldn't be on there, or if you see messages that, that should and they're being hidden, go ahead and approve those. So thank you, I appreciate that. Hey, it takes a lot as one person to run this really crappy live stream. I don't think you understand. All right, back to organizing more books. All right, so far, we are through the L's. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Oh God, there's a lot of M's. There's so many M's. Okay. Let's start with some MAs. Speaking of poetry collections, I'm going to read to us from here in a couple weeks, or on a future live stream. ME got some Melville. More Melville. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was asking about China Mieville. I do have the city in the city right here. McEwen would go before Melville. Let's see here. So would McLarty. Those are all I's, but those would go after Melville. John Stuart Mill, utilitarianism. Guys, don't hate me, but the one Cormac McCarthy book that I own. I know you guys are going to hate me for that. The one Cormac McCarthy book I own. It just goes to show, you can spend your entire life so far devoted to reading and still fall so short. I've got exactly one Cormac McCarthy book. Dunning, go there. McCracken, go there. McBride. The biggest section is the MCs. MC McBride, McCarthy, McCracken, McBride, McDonough, McOwen. There's too many Mick. Let's see here. There's another one, McCaskill. There's Marquez, which should go up there too. Oh my crap, won't fit. There we go. Kai, Mandelbaum. I'll go right there. All right, let's see here. might be most of the way through M. Got Morrison and Murakami yet to do. It's more Nietzsche. Let's go there. All right, that might be all of the M's. Next would be N. Gonna make an O and a P pile right here. And N, P. Those are all P's. S and T should actually go up there. Nabokov, or Nabokov, depending on how you pronounce it and how much you care, if people mispronounce it. Alright, I think that is all of the ends. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to get up here and it's all going to be jacked up. Got a little lightheaded standing up. Those are all S's and T's and R's. Got O here. Got another Roske book here. Let's see here. Uh-oh, Marcelian is promising things for me already. If I weren't procrastinating, I'd be a moderator. Most expensive book you own. It's got to be a hardcover of some sort. I'm trying to think if there's any really good picture book, like books with photographs in them, because those are really expensive. That's a great question. I mean, House of Leaves is not cheap if you buy it new. You guys are holding it against me that I haven't read any Cormac McCarthy. Or wait, you're not holding it against me. What DeLillo do you recommend? White Noise, very good. Let's see what DeLillo I'd recommend. Woo! Tripped over my books. If you like short stories, his Angel Esmeralda and other stories are really good. I think Libra is really worth reading. Mao 2 is also really good. I just read that more recently. Vladimir Nabokov. Did I do it correctly? People care so much whether or not you get that one right. We should berate the book chemist to make a guest appearance. Dude, I would love to do stuff with the book chemist. The book chemist, as you may very well know, is one of the reasons that I do this at all. I found his videos incredibly helpful as a reader, and so therefore I started making my own videos. Philip Aaron Breedenberg, hello, says you must read Blood Meridian by Cormac. I hope to. I promise you I will. Maybe not immediately, but I hope to, and I will, eventually. Okay. I was looking up here for a couple other things. Some more S's, W, R, P. P's not good. Also McDougal, there's another M. You know what P means? We've gotten to Pynchon. P, Oh my god, so many books. So many books. Okay, screw all that. I'll get all that later. So for O's, I don't have a ton. O'Connor. Tommy Orange's There, one of the best books that came out this year. I also know Tommy, which makes it doubly exciting. He's an incredible writer. And this is going to be the first of many of his books to come out. So pick up some There if you haven't already. That one goes in that order. Alright. Is that really all the O's? I guess it's not that long, like that common of a last name. Start with O. Okay, cool. I'll just move on. Speaking of the Aragon books that somebody was talking about earlier, I definitely have all of those. Now to just try and remember what book, what order they came out in. There's Aragon. I guess is Aragon eldest, Brissinger, Inheritance. I'm probably wrong on that. Once a Runner, one of my favorite running books. Parker comes first. John Parker Jr. Ooh, I'm sweating. Perry. Pinker. Pynchon. I don't know where my copy of Crying of Lot 49 is. Let's see. Should be here somewhere, right? We're almost done with the bottom, and it gets a lot easier once we're done with this part. Oh, I don't know where it's at. Alright, any other P's? No, no, no. Next would be Q. I think I've got one Q. Q are, well, crap, I totally forgot about Nietzsche. N-O-P. Right there. Did one of you guys answer this Aragon thing for me? Ooh. Terrell says hello. Hello, Terrell. Terrell, I don't remember if I'm saying your name correctly. I apologize. Oh, Pynchon's sorry. Speaking of Pynchon, your reviews of his books are partially what inspired me to major in English. Jesse Day, I'm very sorry. DFW really liked David Lynch. Agreed. Wrote some articles, essays about his works. Let's see here. We got a Radiohead fan in the house. I'm a big Radiohead fan. Your favorite true crime story? Serial. Does that count? I actually haven't read In Cold Blood. I would like to. It's again somewhere here. This is the problem with reading books, is that there are always more to read. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil actually is, again, somewhere on these shelves. I have not yet read it. Terrell. Did I do that correctly? Any thoughts on Henry Miller? I don't think so. I don't think I've got any thoughts on Henry Miller. I don't think I've read anything. That order is correct. I checked, Marcelia, and this is why you're moderator. How's that for brownie points? Am I sucking up enough? You're doing great work. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, this beer's almost done. We better get cranking. My God, we've been going for an hour and a half. On the passing of Stan Lee, very sad. I did not know. I never read any of his comics, the actual comics. The movies, massively influential. I liked him quite a bit. My girlfriend didn't really know who he was, which I thought was kind of funny. I think it's super sad. Yeah, I think what he stood for, in kind of like the narratives that he liked and the characters that he liked, was exactly what we needed. So, very sad. Megan says she's creeping on her comments from work. Megan, go back to saving people's lives and stuff. I love you. Oh yeah, she's just in the comments. Never mind. She can't hear me. But I still love you, even if you can't hear me. Oh, crap. R is next. So that would be all of the Harry Potter. First three. Hey, there's my copy of Crying Block 49. I found it. That said, I only found 6 of the Harry Potter books. Where are they? There it is. Thanks for the help, guys. I got it. No worries. Alright, that cannot be the only R's that I own, right? That goes up there with those. Karen Russell. Riggs, Rankin. There we go. Did you guys read The Casual Vacancy, J.K. Rowling's non-Harry Potter book? I read it. I kind of actually liked it back in the day. I haven't read it in a while. Shakespeare, Tolkien, T.S. Those are all R's. Cool. I think we might be done with R. Unless any of those. Nope. Alright. S would be next. It would be S.A. George Saunders. And Jean-Paul Sartre. Just like that. We're gonna need to move this thing again. Okay. Apologies for your ear holes. Oh God. Why am I the worst live streamer on all of YouTube? Guys, why am I the freaking worst? Oh my God, I apologize so much. Oh Jesus. It's all so delicate. It's all so delicate. Oh my Christ. For real, I apologize. This is bad. Why won't it stay on there? You put a person with social anxiety in charge of a live stream, and they jack up all of the stuff. And jack it all up, and then they get really nervous that they're jacking it up, and that's half the battle. Okay. We're ready to go all the way up here. That really hurt. I just punched my bookshelf. All right. Be right back. Okay. These are all books, again, that I have not read. And honestly, I don't care a ton if the books that I have not read are in alphabetical order. But my main thing is to get the ones that I have read done first. So let's do those. S.A. S.A. Other S.A. Saunders. Salinger. Jean-Paul Sartre, which I'm probably mispronouncing. Also, she was Sartre's wife or partner, right? Nawal El Saadawi, Woman at Point Zero. I really liked this book. Pronounced it right. Okay. I mean, that's technically S-A-A, so that's the first of the S's. It's gotta be. All right, other S's. Shakespeare. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E. I don't have a ton of Shakespeare. I've read a lot of Shakespeare, but I don't have a ton of Shakespeare. I actually found one more J.K. Rowling book. Is it just me, or is the camera really not wanting to do white balance? Huh. All right. Shakespeare. Got Shelley. Steinbeck eventually. This is SP through ST right here. I've got a couple Maggie Stiefvater books. I should have two more, but I don't know where they are. Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Nope. Alright, so the other thing is that next I need to do Lemony Snicket. I've got some Lemony Snicket books that I need to do. And those should actually have technically gone before. It's H. So I believe I own every book in the series of unfortunate events, plus a couple extras. And I love them, and I actually just reread them last year. And let me tell you, rereading them as an adult was an incredible experience. And I actually told my thesis advisor this at Davis, but, and why is the white balance so bad? I actually told my thesis advisor at Davis that A Series of Unfortunate Events was one of the first collections of books I ever read, pieces of text I ever read, where the textness of the writing was such an influence on me. There's an instance in almost every one of those books in which the fact of it being a book is made into a key part of the theme, and that is, if you've hung around this channel at all, like a very important theme to me. Something that's important across the kind of writing that I like. And yeah, so I can kind of trace it all back to A Series of Unfortunate Events being the first books I read that opened that. Kind of like, it like cracked a little something in me, and that crack has only gotten larger over time. So that's exciting. I feel like I owe a lot to those books. Alright, I'll be done up here in just a second. Alright, and I don't think you can see it at all, but that upper rack is done. I'm not going to move the camera because that was a whole lot of work. And I'm sweating from it. Alright, so we're on to the rest of the S's. Tell you what, I bet Szymborska, SZ, is the last of the S's. Let's see if we got any other ones to throw in there. That might be that. Somebody was asking if I'd seen the Netflix show. Jealous of your U.S. covers of A Series of Unfortunate Events. Yeah, big fan. Heart of Darkness every year was the first whole thing I read in English. My first language is Spanish, and it's neat to see how my grasp of English has improved. I love that. Heart of Darkness was the first piece of literature I read in college. Yeah. Hated the Jim Carrey adaptation of A Series of Unfortunate Events. Me too. But love the Netflix show with Neil Patrick Harris. So again, I've seen probably the first like 5 episodes. But it's very good. It's very good. Not a fan of YA, but those novels are incredible, Sadie says. Agreed. Let's see here. Richard II is a massively underrated play. Tempest is good. Any plans for Thanksgiving? I'm going to see my family. Lots of family to see. Girlfriend's family as well. Criminally underrated YA books that you wish should deserve more recognition on BookTube. I'm gonna have to think on that one. Keep asking that question though, because I'll have to think on that one. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that's about as caught up as I'm gonna be. All right. Why is the white balance so weird today? Just feel like I can't get it right no matter what I do. Just turn that light off, it'll be way dark in here. Okay, getting there. We shall persevere. Are we having fun? I'm having a lot of fun. I'm so glad that this is about to be done. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F. T would be next. T would be next. Those are in order. You can put J.R.R. Tolkien in there. Donna Tartt would be the first of the T's. So let's get the goldfinch up there. That's all. Found 2 more S's. Tom Sawyer and Gary Snyder's Rip Rap poems. I'm an idiot. Sawyer is Twain, obviously. So that's at the end of this one. Gora would be like here. Tell you what, we're almost there. I actually just finished this book, World as It Is, which is an R. So, let me do that one real quick. Alright, got the R's done. Ooh! Almost had to call 911 for me. Alright, all the way through the top row is done. Those are all W's. Got some Tennessee Williams for you, Sadie, if you're still here. Snyder in there. Good enough. That's actually not quite right, but I'll take it. More Mark Twain. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. So I don't think we've got any U, but we do have Vonnegut. Cat's Cradle, Slaughterhouse 5. Vonnegut there. U, V, W, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. X, Y, and Z. Oh no, did the stream stop? Are we still there? Did the stream stop? Okay, whew. Daniel, I can't remember if you saw my question, but have you read? Let's see. Almost there, don't pass out at the last minute. The thinking thickens. I speak better than I write. Oh God, I write better than I speak, and therefore I should not have a YouTube channel. If we've learned anything tonight, it's that I should not have a YouTube channel. Let's see here. Still here, you're fine. Okay, sweet, good. Borges has to be read in spoonfuls. I like that. I like that turn of phrase. Okay, so we did all the W, right? Or all the V. No, we did not. There's also a couple more. That Jeff Vandermeer, the name of this series is the Southern Reach trilogy. Those books, quite good. I read them all about a year ago now. I don't think it was this year. Maybe it was early this year. Read all of those. Those would go before Vonnegut. I actually have Under the Feet of Jesus by Viramontes 2, which would go before Vonnegut. I have one T-book left. Matthew Vollmer, collection of short stories. Second T-book left. Tell you what, we're filling out these shelves pretty well. Very close. B, W. I think it's W time. Okay. So what would be the first W that I have? Probably Wallace, right? Close. Walter, which would come after Wallace. So let's do Wallace next. You guys can still see, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. It's not true. Actually, I have a Walker that should go first. I was talking about exceptions, for instance. Every love story is a ghost story. Not written by Wallace, obviously. But to me, that is included in the Wallace section. Because my whole system is based on that idea that, like, if you're at your desk and you thought of something really quickly, you need to go to your desk and, or you need to be able to get up from your desk and look at the bookshelf and quickly think of the thing. So. And quickly be able to get to the area and come up with what you are looking for. Okay, I think that's all Wallace. So Walter. Crap, I found another couple Walters. And not all that bad, because it's just Walter who I'm a big fan of. Okay, after Walter, anything else? W.A. No. Yes. Claire Vaye Watkins, Gold Fame Citrus. I have her book, Battleborn, but I have not actually read it. Claire Vaye Watkins is a delight in person, though. One of the, like, truly funniest people I've ever met in person. A couple of W.E.s. After W.E. would be W.I., which would be Oscar Wilde, Terry Tempest Williams, Tennessee Williams. Those are all in the right order. We're almost there, guys. We are almost there. And just in time, because I'm not sure my phone is going to hold up much longer. I don't actually know how long my phone will let me go for, but I also don't exactly want to test it out. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. H comes before I. Do you like how I have to do that every time? It's not like I've used this same language and this same letter system for all 25 years that I've been alive. Then Wolf would come after Wood. Got two different copies of How Fiction Works by James Wood. So I know how it works twice over. Actually, I'm not sure I know how it works once over. That is an incredible style book, though. Like, style intro to writing book. Like, one of the first books I think a writer should own is this book, How Fiction Works. Just because it gives you some really good examples of how you need to pay attention to the language as a writer. And as a reader, too. Like, I think readers benefit just as much from, as is usually the case, just like sustained attention to anything is a good thing, you know? Okay. I think that's all. Nope. That is all of the W. W X. I have one X. That's Lu Zun or Zun. I don't know how to say that. XUN. And three Ys. Lydia Yuknevich and Hanya Yanagihara among them. We should go in that order. And that is the end of the books that I've read. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows of books that I have read. Plus maybe a little bit more than that if you kind of combine a couple books in different places. Then also next is kind of, I've got like some anthologies that I've read. But I haven't necessarily read all of those. So I don't think I want to count those. I think that is the end of that section. The stuff that I've read. All right, I'm sweaty. I know you need to know that. Which is more important, plot or character? I think it depends on the type of writing that you're doing, but in literary fiction, to me, the definer of literary fiction is that it cares for character more than anything else. I think plot is important. I think they're all like necessary, but character above all else is the defining facet of literary fiction. LOL, I know how fiction works twice over. That was goddamn hilarious. You're welcome. I have books that have been lent to me, not necessarily stolen. Alike, that makes me very suspicious of you. Alike, do you have some of my books? The cover of The Road is black. This is true. Like my soul. Character for me, same, yeah. I mean, so to be clear, like a book like The Martian, for instance, by Andy Weir, which I just put on my shelves. It's somewhere in here. That is a book in which character does not matter nearly as much as plot. That is because it is not literary fiction. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with not being literary fiction. But I think in literary fiction, the thing people turn to literary fiction for, that they don't turn to any of the other genres for, is an exploration of character. And to me, character must come before plot in literary fiction because character determines plot in literary fiction. You can't make your character do absolutely anything if you care about character, because if they have a certain character, they will only do the things that that character would do, and that is what defines literary fiction. Also, in plenty of literary fiction, almost nothing happens. And that is one of the like more sassy ways to talk about literary fiction, is that you can have books where nothing actually happens, and that's still literary fiction because character is a lot of times the thing that is most important. That's my thought. Probably wrong on plenty of that too. Most WTF book you've ever read? Along the lines of Story of the Eye or 120 Days of South. WTF book. Valentina, hello, how are you? What time of day is it for you? Welcome to the... I've been organizing my bookshelves. Look at this. They're all organized by... alphabetized by author. Welcome. They're not actually all organized, but they're mostly organized. It's been a day. I almost electrocuted myself. I almost fell off a chair. Almost had to have somebody call 911 for me. It's bad. I think even in non-literary fiction, characters should drive/determine the plot for the most part. Have you seen those James Patterson books? I'm not going to hate on James Patterson. I'm also going to hate on James Patterson a little bit. Something like 2 to 3 James Patterson books get published a year. I think in those books, occasionally character drives plot, but I would argue that most of the time plot drives character, and that is fine. That's what that genre is for, whatever genre he's operating in there. But it's not what literary fiction attempts to do most of the time. So I'm not one of those people who thinks that one genre is more important than the other. I think that each genre does what it, like tries to tackle one corner of questions, and does so a little bit more accurately than other corners. Let's see. I did say should, LOL, not does. Yeah, agreed. Should drive. Yeah, I agree. I think you just can't, you can't separate character from story. You just can't do it. I think the plot gives reason for the characters to exist. In Mexico, it is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Yep, I did the math right. Cool. Ezekiel from the Bible, yeah, is the most WTF book. I'm trying to think what else is a WTF book for me. Jesse Ball, who I've talked about way too much on this channel, has a book. I should find it real quick. That he wrote with an Icelandic poet called it's called Vera and Linus, which are the two characters, and it's the tales of Vera and Linus. And it is a weird book. It's a weird book. I love this book. Definitely a WTF book for me, though. It's got lovely... I can't believe I'm actually talking about this on the channel because I love this book so much that it's one of the few books that I don't really talk a ton about to other people because this book is very special to me. It's also definitely a WTF book. It's got these lovely little drawings. The stories make sense, but also kind of don't. As is typical Jesse Ball. That's a person in a bird costume, for instance. Typical Jesse Ball. Yeah. This book is probably the biggest WTF book for me. Let me see what that sentence said. For two, it is this servant upon whom you must rely in sickness, in injury, and in necessary sequesterings. What a weird book. I need one of those ladders that like rolls along your bookshelf. That's goals someday. Someday I want to have one of those ladders. Let's see here. I love novellas, short, easy, and digestible fiction. Gravity's Rainbow is the most one. True. Has anyone seen Maniac? It's a Netflix series. I just heard so much about Maniac. Yeah, I saw a preview of it and it looks amazing. I would love one of those ladders too. Yeah. So I'm done organizing my book for the moment, or my bookshelf for the moment. I've got some other stuff to do, but I'm not going to do it on the stream because I'm exhausted and I don't really know how to move forward. The rest is just stuff that I haven't read yet. I'm just going to have to throw it on the shelf with all the other stuff that I haven't read. So, yeah, I'm not going to do any more. Have you seen Foucault's or Chomsky's bookshelves? No. I would Google it, but I'm not going to do that right now because my setup's all jacked up. Photographs of them. Yeah, I've not. Should I? I think that's probably some homework, right? I should do that. Speaking of homework, I will say this again real quick. Usually at the beginning of these live streams, I read some poetry. Today we didn't do that because it was a whole nother live stream, reorganizing bookshelves, which I'm really happy with. It looks so much better already. Jesus. But usually I read a poem. If you would like a certain poem to be read, feel free to send me an email. That's ryanhornerwrites@gmail.com. Marcelian, if he is still in the, he or she is still in the comments, you might put type out my address in the comments if you would, or somebody else. Send me some poems. I would love to have poems to read at the beginning of these live streams. Speaking of help, Valentina needs some help. I need your help. I'm translating something and there is a chunk I just can't get my head around. Can someone help me, please? Hey, thank you, Marcelian. Marcelian, put my email in the comments below. Valentina, I say go for it. Like post it or see if somebody can help you. I'm not going to be able to help you because I only know one language because I am an idiot. Yeah. So, almost done with this beer. So close. Just a little bit. So, to be clear, you can send me your poems. I'm probably not going to read your poems unless, they're incredible. And then I might, and I'm not going to. Marcelian is a he. Okay, good to know. I might. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to. But mostly I mean in poems that inspire you out in the world. If you want to send me your stuff too, yeah, go for it. I'll read them. I mean this in the most humble way possible. I get one of the blessings of having made a lot of videos that talk about mental health and having talked about David Foster Wallace and suicide a couple different times. I get a lot of messages, either in my email or in my YouTube inbox. I get a message every day from people who for one reason or another, like, see fit to write to me, which still blows my mind. And I mean this in the most humble way possible. It blows my mind that of all the people out there in the world on the internet, they decide to send it to me. They'll send me either stuff that they're writing or just like a thank you note or like just a note being like, hey, this is where I'm at in life and your video helped me think of this, or upset me because I don't like Infinite Jest or something like that. But also sometimes it's like, hey, this is what I'm writing right now, or this is what I'm suffering through. So I get a ton of emails. I very rarely ever talk about, like, either respond to those or talk about one specifically on the channel. But I read every one of them. So yeah, you're always more than welcome to send me anything and I'll read it. Unless it's a novel, in which case I can't promise that, but I'll read it. Like, it's my extreme pleasure. I don't know how I got here is the other thing. I don't know. I've just been making videos for like 4 years at this point. And I don't know how it happened, but like now I get messages one a day from people. And I don't know how I got here, but I'm thankful that I'm here. Like, it's really cool to get those emails. It's also sometimes a lot to be the person who gets those emails, but I would not wish it away. Like, it's a really special thing. So I don't know why we got really sentimental here. Valentina still needs help. I don't understand what that means. Unless the defendant shall satisfy him that he has a good defense to the action on the merits, or shall disclose such facts as may be deemed sufficient to entitle him to defend the action generally. Okay, so I can tell you the second part. You may know this already. I'm going to sound like a total jerkwad if I'm telling you stuff you already know. The artist, he missed everything. I'm just kidding. He didn't miss anything at all. Beer is getting to you. Yeah, I'm getting sentimental. Fight the mental health stigma. Yeah, I'm going to do my best. Thank you. Okay, so I know the second part of this sentence. I've got my head, or this clause, I've got my head wrapped around it. Or shall disclose such facts as may be deemed sufficient to entitle him to defend the action generally. So I have no idea the context for this situation, but my understanding of it is that second phrase of that clause means the person shall, the defendant, the person on trial, shall disclose such facts, shall present something as may be deemed sufficient, to entitle him, so which should prove the fact that he may defend his action generally. So whatever action he did, he needs to present something to the court that is sufficient enough to say that he can defend himself. That's my only take. The first part, unless the defendant shall satisfy him, I don't know what that him refers to, that he has a good defense to the action on the merits, which I don't understand that part either. Yeah, I don't know. That's my best take. Yeah, the artist, he missed everything. It's fine. Does that make sense? Shall disclose such facts as may be deemed sufficient to entitle him to defend the action generally. I think that generally is key too. Entitle him to defend the action generally. AKA, if he can produce facts that make his actions seem, I hate to use the word defensible, but like appropriate to the situation, then he may start to defend it. That's my take. I really hope that helps. I don't know that I actually helped much there. Yeah, I think Marzalian has that right. Defending the action he did. Second is defending the action in general, right? I am confused by that pronoun him. Shall satisfy him that he has a good defense. Are those both the same pronoun, the same person being referred to? Anyways, hope that helps. Oh, okay, guys, I'm probably going to wrap it up there. We've been going over 2 hours. Holy crap, 2 hours and 10 minutes. This has been good. Someone got a wrench, eh? The artist, if you would like to be a moderator, just leave a comment or something. Yeah, I just had Marzalian take up a moderator position. If anybody else wants to do that in the future, that'd be awesome too. Just to kind of ensure that, like, there's stuff in the chat that I can't get to, either in a good way or in a bad way. I can't help people out or call people out. And if somebody's in the comments helping me out, that's hugely appreciated. So, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope this was was a lot of fun for you. It was a lot of fun for me. The bookshelf looks awesome. I would try and move my You know what? Let's do it. We've already screwed this tripod up once today. I'm gonna take my phone off the tripod. I'm gonna show you the whole shelf, and then I'll call it a day. Oh God. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, the bookshelf. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Am I tipsy? Yes. It's all done. Starting here, all the way down, are books that I've read, including those 3, which is kind of what we called. We called it would get to right about there. This next part is going to be, I'm going to just move the anthologies up, and then this whole bottom section. These books down here, and I've got like 6 piles on the floor over here, are all the books that I have not yet read, and hopefully they will someday be read, and then move to the actual read section. So yeah, that's the bookshelf. Thanks so much for. Yeah, that was my charger, Sadie. It's the charger that I cut on live stream. So making things vertical saves some space. Yeah, it did save some space. Part of it is these books on the floor, but in general, I do have more space on this, so this worked out well. The other thing I can always do, you've seen me do it in the past, if it really gets reckless, I'm out of room, is that I can throw stuff on top of books like that. I've done it before. So yeah, the books on the floor, they're all just books I haven't read. They're unimportant. So all right, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I will see you guys next Monday. I'm also, yeah, hopefully 2 videos before next week. At least 1, hopefully 2. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a pleasure, as always. All right, I will see you guys next Monday.